I guess we're live, everybody. How's the sound? I can do it like this, like I used to, or I can have it somewhere close. Welcome, everybody, to Eager in Russia. Let's wait for some people to join in as we go along and expand our knowledge about Russia. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see y'all. Nice to have you here. This is Igor in Russia. This is a foreigner who's traveling to Russia and gives a lot of guide videos, tips, and explore, of course, Russia. Welcome, everybody. Join the chat. Hello, Gloria. Hello, Bill. Guys, join the chat and we're gonna put some hold up, I'm gonna do some, you can also ask questions as I start the presentation. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to also ask questions about what is forbidden as a traveler in Russia. And while you're at it, please push like, everybody. Hope you're keeping well. Well, not actually, but try my best. Thanks for asking. Engineer Liban, right away, before even we started, let me ask you a question. Hold up. I need to join my chat. Is the sound good enough like this as well? Because I don't have a special thing hanging here, you know. So I need to push it. Hold up. I need to take this mic all the way to my mouth, but it's pretty heavy. And you guys supported, Black Cat supported, and we got the proper mic. So you can hear me well. All right, here we are, guys. I'm joining my chat as well. Hold up, here it is. How do I do it? Hold up. Here it is, Q&A. All right, I started a Q&A. You can join the chat. Oops. How do I get back to the chat now? Oh my God. That's one of those things when you do everything on your own. But all right, what was the question of the engineer? Engineer asks, which city is beautiful in Baltic states? It's easy. I haven't been to all. I've heard good things about Lithuania, but I have my reserves. But I'm gonna definitely tell you the most beautiful city in Baltic states is 100% semi-officially is Riga. It is called the Pearl of Baltics as well. So for sure, Riga, 100%. Good. Props for asking. What apps do you use for gaming? In USA, we use Steam and Discord, but they're banned in Russia. I'm not sure. No, by the way, most of these things are not banned in Russia. Most of these apps or websites are uh, not banned. They boycott Russia. Don't get excited. Just sometimes just for for easy PR wins, and maybe sometimes for the maybe for the real reasons. But anyways, these are not banned in Russia. These are actually, um, yeah, these websites boycott Russia. For example, money transfers. It's not about sanctions. It's about just, uh, they boycott Russia. The other thing is that sometimes, of course, the cards are sanctioned, so you cannot pay with a Western card. That's another thing. But the websites that make the transfer, that's their personal decision. All right, guys, in this video, keep the chat hot. Join everybody, and hold up. Remember, you can comment with the super chat to show support. Antimoro asks where you can see RT news channel. Unfortunately, you can't. You can't in the West, but all you need to do is cross the Russian border, and all these and the news information is much more available. And engineer is asking because of the previous live stream a few days ago from Estonia. He asks, you ask digital citizenship. I don't know that much about it, but you can easily find information online. Any other news channels in English? Well, remember, online you are able to easily make a Google translation so that the website is translated automatically. So you don't need necessarily all those, but there's a lot of channels. I think I forgot. I haven't been like based on the new. I haven't been like. I'm so exhausted with the news. I even forgot the names. But just writing Google or Yandex search novosti, which means news in Russia, and you get a lot of different. I know there's some pages. What is the RIA Novostis, for example, is one. They have it also in English, but I know that English websites are not so much. Sometimes feels it's not that much updated necessarily. All right. I'm gonna put the music a little bit down. All right. So, guys, we're gonna go into the topic today. We are talking about. You can ask all kinds of stuff, and I can give you my perspective, my opinion, or my information. And Angie, you're welcome. And Bill Green has also a question about the topic. I remember years ago, people saying, "Don't take pictures in Russia, or you can be arrested." This is typical bullshit. Sorry, I use this word a lot lately, but this is typical propaganda they tell you in the West. I don't know for what effing reason. And the even more mind-boggling is how people believe that stuff. Well, they try to make it look like it's everything is banned in Russia, so that's why, or like it's a scary place. I've done a lot of stuff. Um, I've done a lot of stuff in English as a foreigner. Filming with a camera and nearby some military base or in installations, for example. That type of stuff. I don't know. For example, filming inside some stores, which officially might be, because they are like private businesses, it might be not permitted, but you can get away with a lot of stuff just by being just by doing it. or of course you should think, should you do some stuff. But we're gonna get into things which are might be surprisingly like not banned, but not for but are forbidden in a way, or like socially forbidden. These are more, this is more hot topic, I think. And wow, there's a lot of comments, by the way. You guys have questions even though we haven't gone through the basics, but that's good, I think. But yeah, take pictures, of course. But for example, I might add some new stuff for you. For example, taking pictures in in an Orthodox church, for example, uh, which might be like also like a touristy, is for example, it's not it's forbidden, and you should actually get a uh, priest's priest's permission or blessing for that officially. That's how it goes. But good questions, guys. More comments. Hello, Roy. Nice to see you, man. Welcome. It's good that you now have you've been attending the live streams. I'm so happy. Happy to have you here as well as everybody else. Hello, Gloria. Hello, Marie. Bonjour. And this is a huge topic. Where Camel asks, what things I think are better in Russia than in Finland. And Finland is like, you know, supposedly to be like this place that everybody wants to get to. But great question, great. And I think I could even do a bigger video about it. And I've been wanting to do this video maybe for years. But in general, let's say in general, let's focus on the big topics, right? And also I could do the vice versa. You know, I'm not like a crazy person like saying only good things are in Russia and nowhere else. I can say some stuff that which are better also elsewhere. And you know, it depends on your values and what do you value. But in general, let's say current hot topic, I would say the healthcare system is better in Russia. The public, that's from what I know. Yes, you can find these you know, backstabber YouTubers speaking ill about it, but they don't have any reference. But let's say compared to Finland, which is supposed to be this great place, 100% of healthcare system works better. Nobody's left for dead, and nobody gets help only when they're like five, almost dying, which is like absurd in Finland. It's absurd how bad it is here. And also like private doctors are way more affordable in case you don't want to go to public, I would say. uh, so yeah. uh, 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 Whoop. Good question, but a lot more. It's a huge topic. It depends what's the other take approach do I want to take about which are better. But this is the one I'd say, because otherwise this we're gonna deviate from the topic. All right, guys. I thought we might watch a little bit of my video that I made earlier about do's and don'ts of Russia. And based on that, we're going to start on some discussions. And hello, Alex. Nice to see you. Welcome. And where Camel, he says, or she says that the healthcare system is very American. Not true. In Russia, it's very Finnish-like. It's public, it's free. But the only difference is it works. That's what I would say. It's not American type where you have to have this official, which is based on the, first of all, crazy prices, which you can afford only if you're insured, and that type of stuff. It's not, I think. Gloria, Gloria asks me if I'm attending Wild Siberia's wedding. I don't know the wedding date, and I haven't been invited, but that would be cool to be attending actually. But my wife might know his wife from Siberia. Uh, Gloria, Siberia is like It's not a town, it's not a city, it's not a region. It's like an area. I'm not sure, but and Siberia is, for example, an area in Russia, which is, I don't know how many times bigger than Europe. So if somebody's from Siberia, you cannot say like, "Hey, you must know this and that person," because I don't know how many tens of millions and millions of people live in there and how many cities is there. So yeah. I'm not making fun, but I think this was a funny comment. But I'm happy to let you know. All right, guys, here it is. Let's go through a little bit of the video, and this is based on my. Does this work? Yeah. This is. Let's start off with the video that I made, and I stop and comment, and this is how we proceed. All right, guys.
This is my video about on what not to do as a foreigner in Russia.
All right. First thing.
First of all, don't act obnoxious in the public. When you're in the public, you can be quite loud. You know, it's okay. Russians are loud people and emotional people, and that's okay. But you, as a foreigner, shouldn't make a number out of it. And for example, well, let's say alcohol, which is also a different topic. But being under influence doesn't mean give you the right, as in some ways in Europe, to behave any way you want. No way. So you can be drunk, you can be having fun and showing it, but all the negative stuff, you cannot pee in public, for example. That's a big no-no. Just no, you will be arrested for sure. Always in public, when you are in public, please note, behave properly and accordingly and respectfully. There's a lot of different, for example, Second World War monuments, memorials. There's a lot of churches. There's a lot.
All right, guys. Behaving in public. I think this is one of the things. Let's go through these type of things which could concern everybody. Behaving in public uh, depends, of course, on the person, but some people coming from Europe might be surprised, or not surprised, but might be energized by the cheap prices of alcohol, for example, or maybe this kind of some people might have think high of might think highly of themselves, or and the one thing that is not um, uh, well, which is frowned upon, is acting obnoxiously in the public. And this means that Russian people, for example, they are loud. Some people, some nations are speak their mind loudly, but I don't mean that. I mean speaking loud in a way that you actually interfere with other people's lives with your sound. And it also depends. In public, on the streets, it's fine to be loud, but not obnoxiously loud. You have to feel, you must like maybe understand. And of course, what do you, especially if you speak other languages, if you make a number of it out of it, is not maybe the best thing to do. Not that it's dangerous, it's just it's rude. And that's what I would say. Of course, if you're traveling in a public transport, I think it's a bit different. In public transports, you're not supposed to be too loud in those places. All right, and then we're moving on. And by the way, yes, comment what you guys think about it. Then I also talked about, even this got, I re-released this video on my other channel, and it got more attention, and people were commenting. This thing about peeing in public. Guys, it took me a few minutes in Helsinki when I was streaming a week ago. I think. And there was a because people are drinking outside in Finland, for example, and some other countries as well. People feel that they can do that type of stuff in public, sure, in some hidden corner maybe, or anyways, but still in public on the streets or whatever public park. That's crazy. It took few minutes in Helsinki, and I saw that a lady peeing in front of the in front of the main cathedral of Helsinki. You guys, you almost saw it. I turned the camera away. So guys, this happens. This happens for real. And if people are drinking because especially the alcohol is so cheap, and by the way, you don't see a lot of people drunk on the streets or actually at all in let's say even as big a city as in St. Petersburg. So you'd be definitely you know uh, uh, you would be a showcase. You would be something to out of the ordinary. So anyways, even though if you how drunk you are, it's not permitted to do that. That is so absurd. Sometimes I thought differently because I was born lived in Finland, and I've seen this stuff and people are crazy drunk, and that's everything is fine. Don't do that. It depends on the person. For somebody of you, this might be like a very you know a dumb thing to say, but I'm just thinking about it in case. In case. But anyways, there's always a restaurant or some place you can go to, or there's the in St. Petersburg, for example, which is my city. In St. Petersburg, all public toilets are free for third year in a row. So that's really nice. They are sorry, and they are like the toilets with a light blue signal sign. And then there's of course not free toilets, but guys, we're talking about if it's in the center, 50 rubles, 50 cents, or if it's like out in the outer city, it can be like 30 cents, 30 rubles. So guys, just go into the toilet. They're okay. They're clean. And so yeah. All right, we are moving on, guys, to the next topic. And this somebody said about taking pictures, and this is part of that. But right away, no, taking pictures is not banned in Russia. On the contrary, Russia is a country where you should take more pictures because there's so much to see. Oops. Here we go.
Out of religious places always behave respectfully. And for example, if you go into church, you're not able to, for example, there's certain rules. These are not tourist church, most like 99.9% out of them. So you cannot go inside the church, for example, in shorts. Women cannot go there without covering. So all that type of stuff comes with it when you enter, for example, a religious place. World War II has a very significant importance to Russian history. It bears kind of a holiness to it. So what you need to know is when you're at the memorials, eternal flames, or when there's celebration of, for example, VMF, Russian army celebrations, national celebrations, don't provoke. If you even want to, I don't know, but just in case, don't provoke.
That's already other topic because of the certain age. But I just spoke about like going to churches. Uh, in many cities, churches, cathedrals are, whether you're a tourist, whether you're a religious person or an Orthodox or not, cathedrals and churches are very often like must-see places in the bigger cities or in the smaller cities, especially in the smaller cities, because maybe there's less things to see. For example, I went to Veliki Novgorod, the birthplace of Russia, and it's a smaller city, 300,000 residents, people, population, and there's like a fortress, but then there's different churches. Then there's Second World War, Great Patriotic War sites. But anyway, if you go to a church, there's certain rules. You cannot take pictures inside the church. It's an orthodox rule. It's not a and the other thing is, of course, if you go in, the women should cover their head. Not a hijab, no, but it's an orthodox thing. You just maybe use a just cover it with something, or if it's like a touristy church, uh, which is still a church, but it's still like a place that tourists like to visit. They rent or just lend some something for women to cover, and do not use any revealing clothes. And for the men, you shouldn't use usually t-shirts, because there's a lot of skin visible, and shorts are forbidden. But these both rules might be a little bit easier. People, they might let you in if you're a tourist and if it's like a popular destination. It depends a little bit. So there might be exceptions, but officially it's like this. All right. What else? And there's inside the church, there's certain rules as well. There's the altar is a no-go zone, and etc. But that's something self-explanatory, usually. Hello, Evgenia. Welcome. Привет. And next I wanted to speak about the. Hold up. Why did I keep this visible like this? Next, I want to say something about like the military sites, meaning historical sites, statues, memorials, that type of places. And then there's especially like separate days like Victory Day, etc., which are like a thing you must experience if you have the chance to. But I don't know how many baloney, how do you say that? How much BS is in your head after constant anti-Russian propaganda, but do not come into Russia with a negative attitude, or like attitude where you like, yeah, I'm gonna show them, I'm gonna speak my mind. I suggest you don't, if in case you have that type of BS in your head. In case you have it, keep it to yourself, and enjoy Russia like you should, and respect the history, and respect the national holidays, etc., and memorials. So yes, military memorials is especially Great Patriotic War especially holds a very special a place in people's in the country's day-to-day lives, for example. And then separately, then of course, St. Petersburg, which survived the crazy 900-day blockade. So you should respect if you come across some statues and etc. That's what I would say. Depends, of course, if you're like if you have some weird thoughts in your head. And of course, during the Victory Day, there's a lot of demon. What do you say it? Anyways, there's a lot of different interpretations by the Western media. So, for example, about the Victory Day, Saint George's ribbons. So forget all that, and just you will see it's something very different. And some people wear it throughout the year and have it in their cars, etc. And they're proud of it, and they should be. All right, Claudia, and guys, yes, you can ask some questions for sure. Remember, just write in the commentary section. I don't know how I can open these. I'm gonna stop the Q&A because I don't know where they end up, these comments. Yes, great question. What is forbidden in Russia? And by the way, where are you watching this? Veronica. Smoking on the street is normal. In Russia, I would say, coming from the Europe, I would say smoking is, and also in Eastern Europe as well, it's way higher. It's still very like common for people to smoke. Um, but nowadays the vaping culture is getting very popular amongst younger people. Well, kind of, unfortunately. But in Russia, nowadays smoking in restaurants is forbidden. You not including shisha. Shisha is different because in the West, shisha, electronic cigarettes, vapes are considered the same thing with smoking. And in Russia, in some places, there might be differences. But no, you can smoke on the streets, but in like public places, they usually have a smoking area, especially restaurants. That's forbidden. Same thing, apartments. In Russian apartments, cigarette smoking is forbidden. And thank God. Um, Good. Let's go to the. Let's continue, guys. On the next topic, don't provoke with Western propaganda. Can you hear it properly, by the way?
With all some Western stuff, Western flags necessarily. That can be in these days. Man, I chose a loud place. These can be portrayed as provocations. So don't do that. Be respectful, respect traditions, and it's fine to be a foreigner. By the way, foreigners are really appreciated if you act properly. If you respect others, you will be respected. But also, foreigners are adored. You know, oh, the people are very interested in you if you speak other language. Which helps a little bit if you would know just even a little bit of Russian, that would help. And this is how I film usually. I just put this on and we go for it.
All right. Hold up. So yes, hold up. Let's put some more light here. All right, here we go. So yes, it's okay to be a foreigner because there's a lot of people that think that it's forbidden or shouldn't speak English or whatever. On the contrary, there's no difference. You will get a even better reactions from people speaking a foreign language with all that respectful behaving that I mentioned. With that combined, of course, if you behave inappropriately, your foreign status is no good. But still, notice Russia is a safe country, so no problems. That's what I want to say. All right, what's the next topic? Tipping culture. It's not necessarily about do not do this in Russia type of thing, but let me tell you that in Russia is a tipping culture, but it's not as normal, meaning it's not as automatic as in America. I think in America, if I understand correctly from all the talks and just watching how people behave in different, so it's like you must leave a tip. But in Russia, you leave a tip if you can, if you want, and if the person deserves it. And this, by deserve, I don't mean that she exists. I mean you will get the person did something maybe extra, because they do have a normal, uh, they do have a normal mm, salary, and if you won't pay extra, it's fine. Same thing, 10% is okay. But in Russia, everything is very, very advanced electronically, meaning that more and more I've been especially amazed when I've seen that some restaurants don't accept is a tips at all. Very rarely, but sometimes I've come across this. And another thing, they don't accept cash. and then they have special like apps. And if you have the bank card and the bank app that I've told you about that you can get as a tourist, as a foreigner, it's easy to do if you want to. But of course, the best way also, if you want a tip and they don't have a special thing to gather the tip, one of the best things in Russia always is direct bank transfer. People do it all the time. You go to a flea market, you go to a restaurant. Very often, they might ask you to make this bank transfer instead of sometimes, rarely, but still sometimes they say with the bank the bank card thing, the reader doesn't work, and then usually they tell this beforehand as well, or they can tell you that no cash. So that means bank online transfer is usually a good option. All right. Angie Roof says, thank you for this info. American media and propaganda is ridiculous. So much BS here in the West. Yes. And guys, it's the propaganda has been for so long, and it's been getting crazy and crazier. And I think that unfortunately people believe more and more the crazy stuff they tell. That's why I started to do these type of videos. That for me, it didn't come to my mind to actually do these type of videos, but then I realized there is so much misinformation flowing about how Russia behaves. So for example, I've heard recently the state government said in America, do not at any circumstances go to Russia. Yeah, so you could see that it's actually way better than your top cities. And please do not look at the reality. Just read the news and hate Russia. But anyways, so it's so crazy. There is no reason for you to be afraid of traveling there, like for real, unless you come there and you have something bad thoughts or whatever. So then they're gonna get you. But in that case, you should be caught. All right, we're gonna get a visitor. Okay, he's not jumping. All right, guys, moving on. And Evgenia asks, is this my apartment? It's our apartment, but this is a corner, and the toilet is open a little bit because our cat goes to the toilet to do his business. I think he's gonna go now. Okay, Ismo is growing his own tobacco. All right, next topic is tipping culture. I mentioned that. Whoa! Hey! Everybody, push like for Portic. And yes, guys, Evgenia was noticed that I have a Zenith. If you want to see where I bought this is all from my videos as well. Evgenia writes, yes, I don't know, Ska Zenit Football League in Russia. You will see the live stream. Then also this is Ska. I represent St. Petersburg, guys. All right, next topic about what's forbidden in Russia. And this is something that might not necessarily blow your mind, because in this case, rare occasion, I actually concur what's been said, and maybe I concur your superstitions. Check it out. Here we go.
Whatever the political background or whatever the ways you've been influenced, for example, on some political issues, do not try to make a number out of it the same way you do it maybe in the West. So, for example, if you want to shout something anti-Russian, I would not suggest that doing in Russia. That's not going to be looked at. That will be frowned upon. And if it's very political, well, you'll be arrested, no matter who you are, especially if you're a tourist. But I have to say, as a tourist, there's no. Like I said in many videos, in Russia it's even more safe than maybe than most of the Western countries, even in many places, in many occasions, for sure. And that's me speaking with a foreign agent cap in Russia. So don't do any stupid stuff, and you'll be fine. All right. Then again, don't do this. Don't give your bank card.
All right, that's already another one. So, guys, yes, political stuff as a foreigner, that's not the place you would be. That's like you would be a provocateur and etc. Do whatever things you have on your mind, keep them to yourself. This is not the place, and very simple. It that could be dangerous for you, meaning you might get arrested if because these protests usually are illegal. If the protests are illegal, and if you're a foreigner, you have a like a not double-edged sword. You have a double sword against you. So yeah, but I don't know why would you want to, even, you know, this is not the movies, etc. I was almost actually back in 2022 in February. I was few days. No, yeah, I think I was few days after the thing began with Ukraine, and I was filming. I was near one location. I was just filming, and I think they were like there was on the third day there wasn't much people. There wasn't too much people in any even before that protesting. And but I was around the place and I noticed that there was like a omon around it, gathering these people, and I almost got inside encircled as well, and that would have been a problem. But I wasn't there because I wanted. I mean, I was around. I was filming Nevsky, so it just happened. Yeah. We have some more questions. Evgenia is asking my age. I'm 38, I think. Man, I'm old. Old as F. All right, engineer. I watched some of your videos 2 years ago talking about villages in Finland near the border that has been closed for sanctions. Are they still closed, the shops? Yeah, it's got even worse, of course, because a lot of these shops um, were well, their business was based on the Russian travelers on the border. So of course, there's no Finland government doesn't Finnish government doesn't let tourists in, so there's no tourists. There was a little bit tourists when after the corona ended, the pandemic ended. So, but after that, they closed it down for political reasons. And yeah, it's all the same, same old, same old. Uh, one business company, Raya Market, is talking about actually expanding their business into Russia because their business, and that's a very, very rare thing to do, because in Finland they have such a, a big pressure against anybody who's thinking independently. So that's why it's brave of them. So guys, hello Nelly. Hello, Nelly. Welcome, Murmansk. All right, we're gonna continue on, guys. Did somebody ask about Something else? No. Next thing I want to tell you about what not to do in just for your own sake. And this doesn't happen often, at least to me. With all my travels, it happened once in the early YouTube career, 2019. But and like I mentioned earlier, in Russia, in Russia, bank card system, payment system is very electronic nowadays. It's online, you know, so there's no need for you to give a bank card to anybody. Sometimes the system asks you to put this bank card in, but do not ever, if you're in some shady restaurants, if there are any, but in case there is like restaurant which might be like um, don't give your cards to the person to take it with you. This is basically very general information, but still don't do it. There is a theoretical risk of skimming the card, but no need to worry because this doesn't happen. After my situation, which I filmed like years ago, my card got skimmed. And Evgeny, if you want to see the video, see my wife, I made that video way back with my wife. My card got skimmed on my channel. Bank card skimmed. I don't know what search word to use. Um, so yeah, don't do it. But there's no need for you to do that as well. That's very, very rare. And basically, that risk is anywhere in a big country. And yeah, don't do it. And after that occasion, thankfully, no problems, and nobody even wanted to have my card after I received the Russian card. Back then, the card was, by the way, a foreign card. There was no problem with my Russian card. Otherwise, all right. Another thing, basically, maybe it's also overreacting, and do not exaggerate. But I would say also just with the money, depending on which area you have. For example, Sennaya might be a little bit shady area once again. But don't show off your money. As a foreigner, you might carry a lot of money. Just I don't know why, and a lot of money means a lot of money for to have on your pocket. Let's say 100 euros is it's a 10,000. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's a 10,000 rubles. That's a pretty decent amount of money already for a normal use. So if you have 220,000, and that's a lot of money. So just in case, there's a lot of people, big country, in big centers like Sennaya, if it's St. Petersburg, let's say, no need to show off your money like this. Just, keep it to yourself a bit, but I'm not trying to make you scared or anything. There's no reason to, but, just the basic stuff, just a reminder. All right. And instead of carrying a lot of cash, just get that bank card I told you about and put the money in your bank card. Bank card has a system which sends information about each time you use the card. And the other thing is, of course, you always get a receipt for your as a free SMS message. So it's very handy. And in case something happens, there's a limit of 10,000 before limit of 1,000, which is $10. So then you need to use a pin code. Oh, so these type of things, guys. Let's open our discussion for a while. You can ask about do's and don'ts of Russia, but also you can ask some other questions like Gloria here. Do people drink oat milk in their coffee? Good question. And in Russia, coffee is getting super popular. It's been getting like that for many, many years. Uh, but milk system is milk choices isn't on the level of Europe, which could be a bad or good thing, depends. Or so don't there yeah, oat milk. I haven't seen any place having oat milk. Some have rarely some soy milk and some other, but it's a very rare thing, and it's not good. Good question. And Evgenia says bankovsky karty. Internet and bank card system is one of the best in the world. She thinks. Yes, it's good. Marco Paolucci asks, is it true only dollars are allowed on the border? Uh, Listen, I'm not sure. I think dollars and euros, at least euros, are officially forbidden. But I get a lot of questions about this, and my tip is, for example, you know, and if you're very afraid, you can make the exchange right. If you go across next to Narva border, a local person told me that the exchange rate is pretty decent, surprisingly decent in Narva. It's on the street of Malmi Street. It's right next to the border. It's the street at the border, so you can exchange the rubles there. But otherwise, like don't if you carry the money for your own personal use, I've heard this also, that is how somehow explainable. But then again, I've never heard anybody ask about the money except from the Russians. So if you're not a Russian, so yeah. And if you have a Schengen or EU passport, you go through the electronic passport control, which is you don't need to stand in line, you don't need to talk to anybody, and everything's fine. Just pass. And yes, Nelly says it's good. Please thumbs up. Please push like, everybody. Как у вас погода? Evgenia says yes, they add coffee into the milk. Yes, but the question was about oat milk. So oat milk is very rare. I never seen any oat milk in Russia. And the soy milk max, and it wasn't good. The ones I tried. So, but in Russia, by the way, I like oat milk. But as you know, guys, one of the first things I do when I come to Russia is have a drink of milk, glass of milk. Russian milk is so natural and so good. It's the best in the world, I would say. You're always amazed by me saying that. But that milk in the coffee, it's super good. Especially if you have, like, I have coffee capsules, then I add the Russian milk to it. It's so good. In Finland, I drink often with oat milk, but in Russia, I don't need that because the milk is so good and so rich. Whoa, I'm a bit tired. Was the cow question answered? Yeah, Glory asks, where are the Russian cows? Well, guys, the Russian cows are, no, not this one. Where is it? Anyways, the Russian cows are in the countryside. Well, Marco, it's a type of thing that who am I to say, but why not? Yeah, but if the price is, and I don't know what kind of amounts we are talking about, but if it's like normal amounts for daily lives for a few days, for a week, yeah, why not? Hold up, guys. Hey, remember, guys, if you want to support the chat, support the channel, please push like and also use super chat to support. But where the cows living? Just like anywhere, guys, they live in the countryside at the farm. All right, we have soy milk friends here. Are the cows in Siberia? No, cows are everywhere. Evgenia said that's all, of course, and that's understandable because St. Petersburg doesn't have extra fields. So, because it's an area surrounded by a bigger, greater area called Leningrad Oblast, Leningrad region. So, all the cows are located for St. Petersburg around Leningrad Oblast. And, around Moscow, you have the Moscow. Is it Moskovsky Oblast? What was a Moskovsky region? I forgot the name. So they're on the countryside, guys. Like everybody else, in your country, they are not. The milk is you probably not brought from very very far, especially in the countries like Russia. The produce, milk, and everything is very often local as well. And of course, there's a lot of also if we're talking about fruits and vegetables, a lot of them are brought also from the southern countries, friendly countries, I might say. Joseph, I've just, that's a good question. That's a private question. I don't want to answer. Not that there's a big secret or anything. I just don't want to. It's a member only thing, I guess. We have to make a member only content for that. Guys, become members to hear more answers. Tato asks about what's up with the cows, guys? What the hell? Tato asks, tell me more. Between Moscow and Ryazan, I didn't see any cow farms. All right. Did you go by train? Did you fly? Uh, between I think between Ryazan and Moscow is fairly decent amount of kilometers, right? So maybe it's just they weren't located by the train tracks. Maybe that's because by car, okay. But that sounds like a cool. I would have, man. I want to go on a car trip on like that for sure. Uh, Evgenia asked, "What's my favorite coffee in Petersburg?" Well, I just love basic americano, basic coffee with milk, and not in Russia. Baristas always warm the milk, and I don't need it. I like it. You know, I like cold, good milk into hot coffee. That's the best thing. You know, type of Finnish basic coffee, basically. But in Russia, I would say, especially among women, but in general also, people love special coffees. They love especially cappuccino, latte, these type of things, especially cappuccino. Nelly, I'm in marketing for them, but I want to do this for full time. I had enough of other shit, totally enough. But yeah, I'm in marketing. Uh, I also do side thing for 20 something years, some rap music. Then I'm also, but YouTube is for me the thing I want to do. Not YouTube, exploring Russia and making content about Russia and all Russian related. That's my that's my dream. Yuho asks a good question. Which one is better to uh, to go through? Luhama, which is the one border that I showed you not long ago, how to travel. That's the only place you can travel overnight by bus because Narva doesn't allow. Estonians does not allow. But Yuho asks which one is better to cross. Well, it depends. If you probably do not mean by car, because if you have a car, you have no choice but to go from Luhama. But you need to make a reservation for a crossing time. So basically, I think I just watched like a week ago. Um, so a week ago, the first free like times to cross that you have to reserve was in like 2 3 weeks, a month up ahead. But if you wanna, and this is a question, but basically Yuho's question is, it depends. To Narva, it's easier. You have more choices to like cross it. But my latest information from the border, because it's the fastest. It depends. I haven't heard lately any faster versions, but it's like 3 4 hour waiting time as a Schengen person. But if you have a Russian passport, then you have to wait for 6 hours because you have to wait maybe 2 3 hours on the Estonian side. It depends. Then you have to go to Russia and it's like 3 4 hours. So it depends because if you cross the Luhama, you must buy the ticket only from that Ecoline bus that I showed you on my channel, and you have to leave in the evening, arriving at day next day if everything's fine. Narva, it takes time, but you are able to, you know, if you do it like I do it usually, meaning you just travel on your own to Narva, cross it independently, and then you try to get that minibus, which you must reserve. Not must, but you should reserve a place for it. So, you are able, maybe in case the lines are not crazy, you are able to reach it like fairly nicely. But then there's a risk also that the waiting time is 6 8 hours, like it sometimes has been. So that's like horrific. That's horror. Nelly, no problem. Yevgenia asks what my cafe is, my favorite cafe. Hey, my favorite cafe is probably, it's now, it has few of them. I like the very basic ones and the cheap ones. I like to used to like Boucher, which is like a little bit it's they have really nice coffee, but it's way too expensive. The coffee costs two with milk. Milk is separate, by the way, costs few tens of rubles more. So it's like Boucher is like 200, over $2 per coffee, which is I think expensive. But then I like actually coffee varim, the very basic coffee for 100 rubles. Coffee varim. Then I know I love Baggins coffee, and also One Price coffee, which was I thought for years that it's shit, but then I tried it. It's basic good coffee. One Price coffee, Coffee Varim, and Baggins coffee. There might be some others as well. All right, so Marco, 3 4 hours for Schengen passport through Narva. Uh, Often, yes. It could be less and it could be more, but this is I would say this is optimistic. Yes. And notice if you travel on a direct bus, meaning the other bus is waiting for you on on the Russian side, then you have to wait until everybody has gone through. But yeah, 3 4 hours waiting time. And if you haven't traveled if you haven't traveled for a while, there might be a possibility they ask few more questions from you. And I know when that's Estonians did for a certain person as well. So these are interesting times we're living. And when can I become a citizen of Russia? Uh, I guess maybe soon. But the process, um, there's few choices for me to get a citizenship, but I will document that on my YouTube travels. By the way, guys, if you want to know more about or more content, you can check my Igor in Russia Instagram. It's not a big channel, but that's nice. Igor in Russia Facebook, and also Igor in Russia TikTok. Not very active. And then there's also Telegram, Igor in Russia. Go check it out. Subscribe. All right, guys, last moments, and then I will leave you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. It's been a long stream. We went through some of the basic topics about what not to do. I did not get a lot of additional information in the comment section, so I guess you agree with me. I had a kosk in Turkey. The Russians have them. What is kosk? Where is here? All right, Marcos says, already passed through Narva 2 times, so you confirm all buses are waiting for everyone to get in. Yes, the buses actually must. That's a different thing, yeah, because technically they're not on the border right now. But yes, I confer, unless there's somebody like way too long held up. That's very rare, but it has happened. That's like a special occasion. If everybody's been waiting for, like back in the day when normally you went through the border in 1.5 hours with a bus. In case there was like we had to wait for 3 hours back then, that was a long time. Now it's normal. But if some person was like taking too long, and basically they said they're not gonna let him in, or then they leave. But I think that's, yeah. But in general, yes, they wait for everybody, 99%, unless there's a big reason to make a deviation from the normal procedure. Southern Colorado. Oh, yeah. At the hard border here. Platform seats. I don't think Russia has their own type of stuff. I don't know is there any names for special seats. Whatever you can come up with. All right, guys. This has been a talk about what not to do in Russia. Just for your own sake. Not like be careful, but just like, you shouldn't. Not making too much not too many crazy things. Oh my god, I forgot the background music. I still have a lot to learn with this, but I've been trying to use it. I still use the free StreamYard, as you can see, of the dumb watermark on the corner. I think we had a nice, okay stream. I don't need to make it too long, Thank you everybody for watching. No big surprises, but a lot of people have a lot of questions, and I think I can give a lot of. Oh, hold up, guys, hold. I was helping the cat, so. Did you hear him? Did you hear him say, "I'm coming down"? All right, we still have questions. All right, more good questions. I even forgot about this registration. Listen, I don't live in a hotel, so I don't need to. And my address is somehow connected to the visa, so they know. So I do not register, and I never did. And because you guys are mostly tourists, so I can go back to the tourist era of mine. So as a tourist, basic tourist, you don't need to do that if you live in a hotel, because hotels do that for you. But if it's an Airbnb, that's a little bit problematic, because in Airbnb's case, they should do it for you. And I would presume most of them people don't want to do it, because it's Russian bureaucracy is a bit hard. It's not worth it for them, kind of. So I would say that I guess you should make them do it. But if they don't, I don't know, is there going to be a problem or not? Let's put it like this. Basically, not necessary, but you should choose a place that does it for you, because I'm not sure how you do it even yourself. All right, good. A lot of questions, guys. Whoa, I'm trying to answer them all. Evgenia, спокойной ночи, good night. I will rewind, so if I can get to visit with you, I'm a straight contemporary customs and social helps. Yes, hotel. All right, then we have Mike here, 187, which is a code for murder, by the way. Do you think, as a first timer traveling to Russia, it is like to be questioned at the border? What do they usually ask? Michael, I would say yes, currently. Not before, but nowadays, yes. And depends a little bit which country you're coming from, but if it's not friendly country, you will be. The questions are basically, usually they want to make sure that you're like, why are you traveling here, from the safety point of view. So basically gonna ask why you travel, your background, maybe your overall picture, who are you, meaning what did you study, what do you work, your family, just and getting deep, like what from the basics onto deeper, like why, and basically just answering truthfully, you're gonna be fine. And yeah, so if you have some weird stuff on your telephone which are that contradict your story, I don't know why you would be even traveling in that case to Russia, actually. And yes, police never ask. Yes, the streets, the thing that you must carry that paper and a passport with you, basically, unofficially, refers to the people from Caucasus areas, and that's because there's millions of them who are illegally or like stayed over time, and are illegal in the country. So when these horrific stuff happened in this spring in Russia, a lot of hundreds of thousands were deported because they actually started inspecting even more, going to the marketplaces where they work illegally and unofficially. So it's fairly easy to find them because the streets are full of these illegal immigrants, basically, or illegal migrants. So if you're not looking as a person from Caucasus area, you won't be asked. Yes. Евгения, пожалуйста. I don't know about druids. I rent from Cyan or Avito. Yeah, I know Avito, of course. And police didn't ask me if I'm from Colombia. Yeah. Well, yeah. Police didn't. It's not about police, by the way. It's about border control. Border control. So. And yes, Colombia, you're from Colombia, so you're a friendly country. That's what I said. That's why I said that's from our friendly countries, especially. I heard the border police ask if they can check your Telegram. And it's not border police, it's something else. I heard Americans said that, yeah, they're gonna check if they need to make sure what kind of who are the people you have been talking to. Basic. I just saying that it's not probably nice, but it's understandable they're doing the job, because that's how it's possible to find maybe if the person is in contact with not good people. Remember, guys, this stuff happened fairly recently in spring, so you know there's a need to do that as well. And Tatu says thank you. He tries to watch my live streams. I will try to do them more, hopefully soon, from Russia. Guys, my streams, I'm mostly energized about going to Russia and filming Russian talk, even if as a backdrop, if there's like some Russian facade in the back, I'm energized because I know this is Russia. That's what I want to be. I try to do this because I know you guys have a lot of questions, so I try to do this, and it's fine. But like surround wise, there's nothing for me here. By the way, here's the need. Thank you for your answer, Michael. No problem. None never ask anything to me. Maybe because I am hosted. I don't know. You don't know how that. What's the logic there? I asked Tinkoff. They said you can deposit bills of 100 euros on their machine. In euros. All right. So, but yeah, you can do that also to Sberbank. But why would you? I just exchange the money to a good rate and put it on the Russian bank account. But yeah, I used to, way back when I had my first this bank card, I deposited some you can make like a foreign money currency bank account. Meaning you have like your main Russian bank account, you have your savings account on the app, then you have like a euro account, and you can make an internal inside the bank application, you can make the money exchange. But like I said many times, exchanging in banks is less affordable, is less good for your exchange rate than in private banks. Yeah, exchange free of charge, but the exchange rate is not good, so it's not like that. And And in Russia, by the way, all the check exchanging money, exchange rubles to dollars or whatever. On my channel, I have many videos about it. Exchanging money, I've never said that before, maybe, but at least these companies that I've told you about, they don't have any fees. Well, technically they do. They have 30 cents fee, and they have way better rates than the main banks. So basically it's free. And if it's over, and they also offer, if it's over, this one company, if it's over 500 ruble dollars or euros, then you get a little bit better rate and also no fees. So if you want to save this 30 cents. And no, I don't use crypto. All right, guys, feeling a little bit tired. I hope you guys, I clearly much more content needs to be discussed. I will come back, and every time I'm online, we can have these how to travel to Russia, what to do in Russia, how to make it more nice experience for you as a foreigner, knowing these special details that I'm able to share you. So Kieran, thank you. Thanks for watching also. Thanks for writing. Good night, everybody, and see you, I would say, tomorrow. All right, happy travels, money. Maybe I'll be in town, maybe. Let's hope. All right, hope you guys are doing good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.